Caitlin Clark reminded everybody who she is in the Fever win over the Wings in what was a blowout victory. One where Clark didn't even shoot the ball well again, but she completely dominated the game and shows the difference between her and everyone else through her playmaking.
The Indiana Fever have morphed from the league's running joke into its most captivating saga quicker than you can whisper playoff chase. And at the heart of this whirlwind resurgence stands none other than our beloved cornbread marvel, Caitlin Clark, at last unleashed like a hoops kraken after months of being sidelined as the team's uneasy afterthought.
Caitlin Clark said, folks, forget what she's talking about. Today, I'm going to run the show. Today, I'm going to control the pace. Today, I'm going to dictate how this team plays basketball, and in the first half, we saw exactly that. Natasha Howard running the floor. Yeah, you heard that correct. Natasha Howard running the floor. Yeah, I shit you. Folks, fans have a voice. Sometimes when the noise gets too loud and they're tired of hearing from it, they say, let's just buy in a little bit. Let's let Caitlin Clark be Caitlin Clark. Let's not pull the reins back too much. And in that first half, we saw exactly.
Let's rewind to just a few weeks back, shall we? The Fever locker room crackled with more tension than a Thanksgiving dinner gone sideways after someone drops a political bomb. The atmosphere was icier than Antarctica mid-blackout, and their chemistry practically failing high school science by sheer absence. But look at them now, flowing like a well-oiled machine. If that machine were dreamed up by NASA engineers moonlighting as basketball sorcerers.
Talking about when we are referring to Caitlin Clark running the show. Caitlin Clark running the offense, being the innovator of offense, the distributor of offense for the Indiana Fever. This is exactly what we mean right here. This game was an absolute blowout. Dallas Wings didn't know what hit them. Everybody ate in this game.
The real turning point came when Dana Bonner packed up her ego and left town, taking her me-first mindset right along with her. Bonner had strutted into that locker room like she was headlining Coachella, only to find out she was actually slated for an open mic at a ghost town cafe. She tried to make herself the centerpiece of a puzzle that already had Caitlin Clark's name etched firmly at its core. Watching it unfold was like seeing someone swap out the Mona Lisa for a selfie and expect the Louvre to nod in approval.
So, Indiana Fever just released her, cut their losses, right? And I hear these analysts saying stuff like, they should have held out for a trade, or I wish they had got a trade for her. She was literally untradeable, right? Like, what team would give up any of their core players for a player that's past their twilight? They picked up R.A. McDonald, or re-signed R.A. McDonald, who we all saw was a spark plug just a couple weeks ago. She's an upgrade compared to Dewana Bonner.
Bonner's exit wasn't merely a roster tweak. It was a full-blown exorcism. The instant she emptied her locker, you could almost hear the locker room let out a collective sigh of relief, so profound it probably showed up on weather radars as a mysterious gust.
Because we've seen a huge change. We've seen a huge change from the Indiana Fever over the last 6 quarters. And especially in the fourth quarter, in the Dallas Wings game. And there were 2 players in particular that I have said that their style of play, regardless of how they're playing, is not going to work long term. And those 2 players had unbelievable.
If you're enjoying this ride, don't forget to subscribe. The Fever didn't just part ways with a player. They cut loose the dead weight that had been dragging them to the depths of the standings. It was pure addition by subtraction, like finally pulling out a splinter that's been festering for months. Almost instantly, the team could breathe again, no longer choking on the thick smog of ego and entitlement. And what happened next? The clouds parted. Birds broke into song. The Indiana Fever seemed to realize they were allowed to play basketball with actual joy. Free from Bonner's black hole of negativity, the energy shifted faster than the latest TikTok craze. Players who had been slogging through games like mourners at a wake were suddenly high-fiving, chest bumping, and playing with the kind of unrestrained glee that reminds fans exactly why they fell in love with the game in the first place.
A sorority group. I'm not joking. They are so closely bonded, like the energy that all of them have with each other. There is not like where you see and someone looks a little disconnected. This is literally the most tight-knit team. I'm telling you, and I actually think all the discourse or the people trying to create discourse offline or outside the locker room only makes them tighter. And throughout the training session, I saw multiple times where, they were like laughing and mucking around and just completely like high-fiving and actually speaking of the high.
Enter Sophie Cunningham, the human equivalent of a triple espresso. While everyone else was busy writing off the Fever season, Cunningham grabbed her teammates by the jerseys and all but shouted, "We're not done yet." She didn't just step up. She launched herself into leadership orbit with the force of a fireworks show in a quiet room. Overnight, she became the team's hype engine, defensive enforcer, and locker room therapist rolled into one fierce blonde whirlwind. When the Fever needed a spark, she wasn't offering gentle encouragement. She was tossing Molotov cocktails of energy. During timeouts, while others caught their breath, Cunningham was in full-on frenzy, sketching plays in the air like someone trying to explain Inception on fast forward.
Probably the standout play in the game, in my mind. Clark with the big-time rejection near the rim. And then the get-ahead pass to Sophie Cunningham, touchdown. And Sophie Cunningham has come into her own as of late. But it's just beautiful. Get it out, get it up, bucket. And, that's just something others cannot.
Cunningham's biggest move was seeing that getting Caitlin Clark fully involved wasn't optional. It was everything. While others viewed Clark as competition, Cunningham saw her as the key to unlocking the Fever's potential. She became the bridge, helping teammates who were too busy guarding their turf realize they had a gold mine in Clark. At practice, she was the first to celebrate Clark's jaw-dropping passes. "That's what I'm talking about," she'd yell, making it clear this was more than good basketball. It was the future. Thanks to Cunningham, appreciation for Clark's game spread fast, turning skeptics into believers almost overnight.
Everyone who said that the Fever played better without Caitlin Clark, come to the front because I'm going to slap you in the face. Fever just won 102-89 against the Dallas Wings. Congratulations to Fever. They killed it with their old and trusty playbook of just rim running. And Dallas Wings, Chris Coklanis, have you never seen a Fever game before? They're fast in transition, huge with the long bombs. Caitlin Clark is there. Run to the other side quickly. That's where they got the majority of their points. Poor Paige Beckers. You're such a huge talent, and you're just drowning with this terrible coaching. It breaks my heart, but it was an incredible game until the last quarter when it was very clear that the Fever would take.
Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark was undergoing a transformation of her own. After months of being treated like a tourist in her own locker room, she reclaimed her place, not by demanding it, but by earning it with resilience, talent, and a work ethic that would shame Olympic athletes. The Clark we're seeing now isn't just playing basketball. She's conducting a symphony where every pass is a note and every deep three is a crescendo. She's no longer the rookie trying to fit in. She's the centerpiece who elevates everyone around her. The shift has been so complete that watching early season Fever games feels like peering into an alternate universe, one where joy and basketball brilliance were somehow outlawed.
Has the 5th most double-doubles with points and assists in WNBA. The 5th most double-doubles with points and assists in WNBA, and we're only in year 2, and we've missed half the season so far? Oh no. Oh, that record's going to be broken any day now.
With their actual coaches and their training staff, like I've got some awesome videos of Keith training, like KK training Dantas, and you will see that they're laughing and they're having a good time. And I just think that is like the energy that you want, right? You want to create a locker room where it feels like family and you have each other's back no matter what, and noise gets loud and noise gets disruptive, but as long as you can stay together closely knit, then you can drown that out. I genuinely feel that